Good morning, everybody. Hey, welcome to the ninth day of July. Hope you're doing well. As yesterday, we had a new record on the NASDAQ. We'll talk about that and more when Dave joins us here in just a few seconds. Before we do, though, let's not forget that in this world we live in, there are so many things that are out of our control. However, you can take control of your portfolio by knowing the amount of risk you have in that portfolio versus the amount of risk you should have in that portfolio based on your current circumstances and how close you are to retirement. Give us a call at 863-382-0037 to schedule your core retirement analysis. With that, we got Dave coming up next.
105.7 Light FM. Hi there, Phillip Collins. The boys in the band are there. It's 8:39, 21 here before 9. Time to check in on money and see what Wall Street's doing to us this morning. We've got Phillip Statler from Statler Financial Services, as usual, on the phone. Good morning, Phillip. How's your morning going so far?
Hey, good morning, Dave. Doing well today. Hope you are too. As man, we're already a third of the way through the month almost, so it's crazy how fast.
Borders on culture shock. Yeah, we got a Federal Reserve meeting at the end of the month. They expect to do nothing on. First half of the week, like we were saying yesterday, is kind of sort of on the quiet side, but all heck breaks loose on Thursday and Friday with a combination of earnings season beginning and a bunch of inflation reports that are going to probably be market movers. Yesterday, it was kind of a day. I mean, the Dow, let's see here. Let me get past my futures and get back to yesterday. Dow dropped 31 points, which is a rock-crushing 0.08%. I'm going to call that hold steady. Standard & Poor's also kind of hold steady, up about 0.1%. NASDAQ had 0.25% increase, up by 51. So on balance, I'm calling it a decent day yesterday, the kind of day you kind of want to have once in a while, let everything catch up with reality, right?
Well, I think so, and as well, I think the NASDAQ actually, if I'm not mistaken, closed at a record high yesterday.
Oh yeah, the S&P, even with only a 5.5-point uptick, that was another record high as well. We got a winning streak going on those two broader indexes, and the Dow is still a laggard. But like we were poking fun at it yesterday, gosh, it's only up 0.5% in the week. Well, geez, would do that go up 26% for the year? None of us would complain in the least, right?
No, we would not. Absolutely would not.
I think we might call it a bubble if it did that in a year. The only real market mover I know of today, anyway, is going to be the consumer confidence number, NFIB Small Business Optimism Gauge. It's not consumer, small business optimism. They expected to go down under 90 today. Anything under 100 is considered pessimistic. If it underachieves, do you see that as being a market mover, or is everybody going to wait for the consumer price index later in the week?
Yeah, I don't see the optimism being really a market mover from that standpoint.
I'm sorry, I was closing the door. I had magpies out in the hallway there for a couple of seconds. I got to believe everybody's doing two things. Number one, they're watching Jay Powell on the floor of the Senate, getting grilled by the committee trying to get him to say something stupid, and then holding on with the consumer price index later on in the week. I did notice something, though, with the employment slowing down the way it did last week. The odds makers in Chicago are saying that the odds now of a rate decrease from the Federal Reserve for September, they're now saying there's a 72% chance they're going to drop our interest rate. That would be going against my instinct. Number one, inflation is still well over 2%. Number two, yeah, we achieved 4% unemployment. It actually ticked up to 4.1. But I would be utterly shocked if the Fed dropped did any changes on the interest rate in the middle of a presidential election campaign. That would just blow my mind. But the market disagrees. They're saying 72% chance of the interest rate going down in September.
Well, I'm sure that the folks that are holding credit card debt will be appreciative if that really happened, because consumer debt for the prior month, Dave, astronomical. The expectation was $8 billion of consumer debt out there.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually came in at almost $11.5 billion.
Boy, when we talk about burning plastic, we've been going crazy on it lately, haven't we?
We have, and that's almost doubled the previous reading.
Yeah, and you know, you and I have talked about it. Consumer credit interest rates are just obscene. I mean, I'm boast a pretty doggone good credit rating right now, and my Amex I think is running at 29% interest on an annual basis. I mean, talk about an incentive to make it go away. If you've got anything less than a really good credit rating, I mean, 32% is not unheard of these days.
Oh no, it's not, and so it's definitely something that is concerning because if that number continues to drive up, well, that's less money people have to spend. They're having to service that debt.
And I'm going to assume that those numbers are probably going to be front and center as far as our friends in the Senate today while they're grilling Jay Powell, because everybody that wants to get reelected wants an interest rate decrease, and I got a sneaking hunch that's probably going to be a pretty good chunk of the attention they give him today and tomorrow. Today's the Senate. Tomorrow he does his quarterly testimony in front of the House of Representatives, and well, the House members are even antsier than the senators are. So it ought to be kind of an unpleasant time for the dear boy. He'll be glad to get back to the rubber chicken circuit and some free food where he can just talk and not take questions.
Oh, that's true, and it's he only has to do this usually once a quarter, unless something drastic happens and he gets called on the carpet. But we do have that, and you got other Fed presidents or governors out speaking today and tomorrow as well. So those things could put some. That's really the only thing out there that's going to put any pressure, I think, on the markets at all.
Oh, yeah. Like I said, it's going to be quiet until Thursday. Tomorrow we get the mortgage application numbers, which we might do a little bit. We'll get a little minor indication as to the business community's condition with a wholesale inventory number. But like I said, the real heck breaks loose on Thursday when we get a consumer price index number, and we start getting some of the early first blush big companies reporting for earnings season like Delta Airlines and a couple of others on Thursday. So today and tomorrow we're kind of trading off of tidbits and not too terribly much else.
Well, that's right. It is. And hey, I just got this across my ticker this morning. Dyson, the neat little vacuum cleaner guys,
Yeah.
they're going to cut about 1,000 jobs in the UK.
Whoa.
Yeah.
And I thought the UK was doing so well they were even reducing their interest rates back down again. So relatively quiet going on this week so far. 45 minutes before the market opens up, we're coming off of what I'd call on balance a decent day yesterday. How are we doing this morning so far?
It's a mixed bag this morning, Dave. The Dow is actually down 0.03%, like $12. The S&P 500 is up a little over 0.1%, and the NASDAQ 100 is up a little over 0.2%. The Russell 2000 is down a little over 0.1%. So, like I said, a mixed bag this morning on that side. On the other side of the coin, we got silver up another almost 0.75%, $31.15 an ounce. Gold's flat right now, and crude oil heading the right direction this morning, Dave, down 0.6 to $81.79 a barrel.
Did you ever think you'd find $81 a barrel oil sound like a bargain?
I'm still not there, Dave.
Everything being relative, I'm not either, but it still feels good to see the right direction. Something went on over in Asia, and honest to God, I didn't get a chance to check it out, but for some reason the Chinese market showed a major recovery. The two mainland Chinese markets were up by 1.6 and 1.3% overnight. 6 a.m. closed, so it's almost solid green ink in the Asian rim. Over in Europe, it's kind of a tale of another story. Everybody's trading off a little bit in Europe. The overall indexes in the European community down about 0.6% halfway through their trading day. Retirement is something you need to plan for. Don't count on luck, and for heaven's sake, don't put too much risk in your plans. How do I find you to be able to make sure I'm on track, Phillip?
Dave, that's why I created the core retirement design to help people, create that retirement they always dreamed of. Give us a call at 863-382-0037 to schedule your core retirement analysis. And then join us this weekend for the Statler Financial Radio Show, 6 a.m. and noon on Saturday, 10 a.m. Sunday morning on Highlands News Talk, 7:30 a.m. and 95.3 FM.
And you and me back again tomorrow morning about the same time here. I'll see you then.
All right, man. You have a great day.
Thank you, Phillip. It's 105.7 Light FM and Statler Financial Services. Phillip Statler. It's not.
Hey, folks, again, I want to thank you for joining us today. Have a great day. I look forward to speaking again tomorrow. Take care now. Bye.